not a great plan.
Halloween reboot may trigger anti-woke mob with female Michael Myers.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Boy, when you read that headline and you have no ability to dig deeper into an article, I can see how this would cause a knee-jerk reaction. Etep right back here with you this morning, November 1st. This article came out 2 days ago on InsideTheMagic.net. A female Michael Myers. That being said, let's talk a little bit about it before we get to that. Now, got to deal with the business end of things. If you're new here, folks, and you're just seeing our videos for the first time, why don't you do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. Do yourself a favor. Be entertained with some great horror content, folks. Live streams Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturdays. So, female Michael Myers.
What the hell is even that?
It's not necessarily a female Michael Myers, okay? It's a female killer. And if you're a Halloween fan, you know Halloween 4 had kind of set up Jamie Lloyd, Michael's niece, the daughter of the deceased, quote-unquote deceased, Laurie Strode, who was taken in by the family of Rachel Carruthers, her parents. And she was her adopted sister, which Rachel was in part 4, died early on in part 5, much to the chagrin of myself and a legion of her fans that she's developed, which the character was really good, and I thought could have been, if she hung around through part 5 and they didn't replace her with the most annoying character in the franchise.
Tina, queen of room service.
So, a female killer. All right, now, Jamie Lloyd, it was set up for it to be her. And that being said, that's not a female Michael Myers, that's Jamie Lloyd. And again, this article, the title alone is bait. All right, that is bait to get rage clicks. I clicked this article because I was interested in the title. I'm like, what do they mean? Knowing that we just reported on Miramax getting the TV rights to Halloween and them working on an interconnected universe with movies and TV. Where have I heard that before? And how did that work out for Marvel? Not too good. If done right, it could be really good. It could. Because there's never been a Halloween television series. And in this case, it's not going to be television, like broadcast television. It'll be a streaming series. I am here for it because I am currently waiting for Crystal Lake, the prequel/remakeable series centered around the Friday the 13th universe. But let's take a look and see what the article says. We'll find the pertinent parts, and then I have Unmade. We have a ton of unmade Halloween movies that have, over the years, come and gone, scripts leaked online. I want to talk about one that brings back Jamie Lloyd later on, but let's get to the parts of this article which are pertinent to our discussion of the title of a female Michael Myers and the anti-woke mob. I love how these trades, they use that anti-woke mob. One has to look no further than the current climate surrounding South Park and the Enter the Panderverse special, which I haven't seen yet. I've seen hit pieces come out surrounding that, the release of it, and of course the usual deadline. Hollywood has to carry the water for the billion-dollar global entertainment monopoly that is the Disney Corporation. And it says the Halloween franchise is set to go into the kitchen knife once again as Miramax recently confirmed that a Halloween television series is in early development, which is reportedly the first installment in a shared universe. Okay, we talked about the rights issue in another video. I'll be sure to link that in the description, with Miramax, winning the bidding war for the television rights. For decades, many fans have been calling for a proper follow-up to Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers from 1988, which, again, I talked about that movie in a video last night, your Halloween video. I'll link that in the description as well. Though there are already 2 sequels from that film, Halloween 5, Revenge of Michael Myers, an absolutely boring slog to get through with one of the most unlikable characters in the entire franchise. And Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers from 1985. The Thorn trilogy, those 3 movies are collectively known, 4, 5, and 6. They didn't go down particularly well with fans, mainly because the middle film is among the worst in the franchise, while the final entry is still a baffling mess as it tries to explain Michael Myers' abilities, but fails miserably and then some. And there are 2 cuts. We have the producers and director's cut of Curse of Michael Myers from 1995. which recast Jamie Lloyd as another actress, and they touch on that in another piece of the article here. Halloween 4 has become a cult classic in its own right. While it feels like a generic Halloween movie for the most part, no it doesn't.
Emotional damage!
Its less is more approach feels a lot more welcome by the time you get to the convoluted and nonsensical Halloween 6. But it's really the film's ending that separates it from other entries. It might be a generic outing, no it is not. It might even feature one of the worst Michael Myers masks, debatable. But the final scene goes against the grain as Michael's young niece Jamie Lloyd, played by Danielle Harris, the daughter of Laurie Strode, picks up a kitchen knife and attacks her foster mother. She's even wearing the same clown costume her uncle wore as a young boy when he killed his sister Judith. Unfortunately, Halloween 5 retcons this ending, suggesting Jamie didn't kill her mother. See, I always thought she killed her at the end of that one. And instead, having the young girl become evil.
Evil dies tonight!
Just like that ending implies. She becomes traumatized by the experience, so much so she's unable to speak, which really hampered her character in part 5 and did a great disservice to an actress that could have moved on to carry that Jamie Lee Curtis role. Jamie becomes telepathically connected to Michael Myers after making physical contact with him at the end of Halloween 4, which is presumably why she attacked her mother. Having a female version of Michael Myers in the franchise would certainly have been interesting and still would make a welcome change.
No.
Curb their enthusiasm for this because we all know why they want to push this now. But that being said, if Danielle Harris came back right now as Jamie Lloyd, and Danielle Harris still acting, still a huge icon in the horror community and has been since this role. She's, it's grown into her status over the years as a scream queen, and I wouldn't mind if they wanted to do that and make her the killer. That being said, make her the killer in a believable way. Don't make, and Danielle Harris is not a large woman. She's not like an athlete or anything. So don't make Danielle Harris, go out and have her manhandling guys that are my size. I'm 6'3", like 215. Don't do that. Make it where it makes sense. The kills are quick, stealth, things like that. If that's the way you're going to do it.
That is correct.
But it's not just fans who remain disappointed with this ending being retconned. Actress Danielle Harris said at the H25 convention in 2003, we go back 20 years for a quote for this, the original film's 25th anniversary, that she would have at least wanted to become sidekick to Michael Myers in Halloween 5. When a guest asked the question about the end of part 4, were there any plans of making you the slasher? Harris replied saying the following, that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought I was going to come back and I was going to be the killer, which would have been awesome. A little frightening, but awesome. Or at least his sidekick, something kind of crazy. Which, given the direction they took part 5, this would have been a welcome change.
All clear. Nothing above, nothing below.
She also says during the Q&A, I'd love to do another one. Fortunately, she got her wish and returned to the franchise in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007 and its sequel Halloween 2 in 2009, which I don't recommend to anybody, anytime, anywhere. In which she plays Annie Brackett from the original 1978 film by John Carpenter, opposite Scout Taylor Compton's version of the iconic final girl Laurie Strode, who in the second Rob Zombie movie was a complete annoying. While you can make the case that Halloween will likely be rebooted from scratch again when looking at the history of the franchise, there's also an argument to be made that it has only been truly rebooted once with the Rob Zombie films. Garbage! Though a number of films in the series have ignored previous films, they've mostly opted for the retcon option, which always involves following another film. Either way, in doing so, this has created several timelines. Fortunately, this means there are a few threads the reboot could follow where a female version of Michael Myers is concerned. Again, stop saying female Michael Myers and baiting people with that.
Stop it. Get some help.
As we've already mentioned, Jamie Lloyd, who is one of 2 final girls in parts 4 and 5, is the most obvious choice for a female Michael Myers, and it's likely Danielle Harris who would love the opportunity to return to Halloween while restoring her original character. While Jamie Lloyd is brutally killed off by her uncle Michael Myers, George P. Wilbur, in Halloween 6, in which she's played by J.C. Brandy. We spoke about her being recast for that, and you can go back and look at our Halloween 6 video. There are many examples of characters coming back to life in this franchise due to new timelines. Ah, yes, the new trilogies, Allison Nelson. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. Andy Matichak coming back to be our female Michael no.
Are you serious?
And here's where the article completely, comes full circle. If the reboot does bring back Jamie Lloyd or even create a new female version of Michael Myers, it will no doubt lead to backlash and online discourse by triggering the anti-woke mob, which tends to happen a lot these days whenever a film or television show changes the gender or ethnicity of an established character. That being said, the only reason they do that, and they give examples, Ghostbusters Answer the Call 2016. Horrible movie, ill-advised sequel, nobody wanted it. They had the original idea to pick up from, and they totally brushed that under the rug, brought in the idiots, made that movie, lost money. The Little Mermaid 2023. Again, taking European folklore much like Snow White. This is what I'm talking about. These are unnecessary changes that didn't need to be made. Could they have created a new character? Absolutely. Could they create a whole new IP, make it what they want so they don't have to ruin existing IPs? And then this is the thing, you have people that are so invested in these, and I correlate this back to Halloween by saying this.
Evil dies tonight!
You can have Jamie Lloyd come back as a female killer. Absolutely. I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not. Unless it's ham-fisted feminist garbage, intersectionalism, that kind of thing. In that case, I just won't watch it. I'm not going to complain about it. I just won't watch it. You might hear me talk about it once and then say, this is why I'm not watching this anymore. I would love to see Danielle Harris come back to this franchise. I am all for that. I am Team Danielle Harris coming back as Jamie Lloyd in some shape or form while she can still do this and do it well. It says, Halloween Bad Blood, Josh Stolberg details the sequel that would have brought back Jamie Lloyd, said that following Halloween Resurrection and featuring a full-grown Jamie Lloyd in the lead, Bad Blood would have made for a fascinating retcon of an entry into the franchise before the eventual Rob Zombie reboot. I've had a bunch of swings at the ball with Halloween, Mr. Stolberg reveals at the beginning of our chat. The first one came up early on in my career. I pitched 2 different versions of Halloween sequels to Mustafa Akkad. So opening in Chicago with a support group for victims of domestic violence, Bad Blood introduces us to a collection of characters dealing with their own personal traumas. Some are abused by their children, others stalked by their husbands. The last member of this group to take the spotlight is one Jamie Lloyd, now grown up and portrayed by Danielle Harris, who played young Jamie in Halloween's 4 and 5, being replaced by J.C. Brandy in 6. Wait, Jamie Lloyd as an adult? So this film would have been a follow-up to Halloween 6? Yes and no. I have a date stamp around November 2000, 20 years ago. So that takes place before Resurrection, the final film before the Rob Zombie remake, and after H2O, which effectively retconned Jamie Lloyd out of existence. So why would Jamie Lloyd have acted as the lead this time around? Well, it all goes back to that mandate to stick with the Myers-Strode bloodline. We were going to use Jamie Lee Curtis, and we were told point blank that H2O was her final movie. Crazy thing is, she still did the death scene in Resurrection. It was basically said to us she's no longer doing any more Halloween movies. With Laurie Strode out of the picture, Jamie Lloyd was once again handed the reins to the franchise. Right here, it says, on a break from the group, an attacker appears, an angry husband wielding a knife, looking for his wife. Jamie steps up and disarms the husband, revealing that her constant fights with Michael have honed her self-defense capabilities. Just as the situation is diffused, Michael appears and attacks, slaughtering his way through the support group to get to Jamie. That right there, that kind of thing, like, I can't say is I would have, like, I don't know, like to see him, like, depends on where it is in the movie, you know, if it's towards the end of the movie, okay, but it seems like if they're going to have a scene setting up her as, like, physically capable of defending herself and disarming somebody with a weapon, then you would set that up at the beginning of the movie in the first act to establish that, because if you do that in the third act, it's really going to negatively affect people's perceptions of the character and, you know, that dreaded Mary Sue type thing, which nobody wants to saddle somebody like Danielle Harris with that. Let me know in the comments if you guys want a separate video on unmade Halloween sequels, because we will do that. There's a bunch of them I have here we could talk about. So we've kind of debunked the article about a female Michael Myers using just a little bit of common sense and comprehension and reading and things of the like. We've been able to discern that, you know, the best way to go about this would be Jamie Lloyd coming back, having her be the killer. No Andy Matichek, no Allison, nothing like that. It would be ridiculous, especially considering who wants a continuation of the David Gordon Green timeline in another series or movie. And let's, fingers crossed, hope that Blumhouse is done with this, which I have a feeling in cinematic form anyway that they won't be. But the TV series or streaming series forthcoming from Miramax is what I am most interested in. Now I want to know what you guys are interested in with this. The possibility of a female killer in the franchise, not a female Michael Myers, which would be funny, and I think I'll have some fun with that for the thumbnail for this video. Sound off in the comments. Let me know if you're new here. Subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Thank you to my channel members. Of course, we'll thank you on the way out. I am Etep from The Place to Be Reviews. I have been here with all of you, and I thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I will catch you on the next one.